Hey, what's up? My name is Ollie, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about accountability and mastermind groups. So, first of all, what is a mastermind group? A mastermind group is a group where like-minded individuals that wants to get more out of life, that wants to achieve a certain goal, get together. It could be like every week, every 2 weeks, you set the terms yourself within the group, but it's important to have people that are going towards a similar kind of purpose, or at, at least the same kind of magnitude when it comes to these kind of goals. So when you're setting up a mastermind group, what's important to do first is to actually test the people that's in the group. So the reason why you need to test a group is you need to see how motivated they are. You need to really dig a little bit deeper to figure out is this the kind of people I want to maintain a long-term relationship with in terms of business. So it also depends on what kind of magnitude or like how serious as well you want your mastermind group to be. Because the main thing about a mastermind group, the main principle, the thing that's the most important is accountability. So the people that's in your accountability group doesn't have to be the best at what they're doing. The most important thing is they have to be accountable. They have to be, whenever you're in need, they have to give their opinion, or depending on what kind of framework you're setting up within the group. But the main thing is being present and listening. So you don't need to be the best at what you're doing within the group. So if, let's say, you want to be a video editor, or you want to start some kind of entrepreneurial enterprise, you don't have to be the best within that, to in the terms of I know all the answers. You just need to listen to whatever they're saying and just giving your honest and critical feedback to whatever that person is sharing. And since they are sharing really personal stuff, what's really important about accountability is also that you keep whatever they're talking about within that mastermind group. So the reason why these kind of groups are so important, especially in terms if you want to achieve something that's out of the norm, something that's maybe not the normal person on the street would achieve, is because when you're pushing outside your comfort zone that much, and you're pushing the norms, and you're doing things that is not considered normal, you're an outlier. And what happens to outliers is that you're starting to get a lot of resistance because you're pushing towards the status quo. And since you're pushing towards the status quo, that means people are getting uncomfortable because their beliefs are getting challenged. You probably experienced that yourself. You have been doing some kind of behavior. Let's say you've been eating, let's say, fast food, and someone comes along like, yeah, I've been experimenting with this diet, and you can see like how clean and everything it is. And I noticed this for myself as well, and I was like, wait, they just completely switched it around just like that, just within a week, and they started eating super clean. And that started going kind of hitting my ego a little bit, and it kind of made me see like, whoa, this is how quickly you can change stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be like always on an internal level, but if you start making these kind of small changes, which is also what is really good within these kind of accountability groups or mastermind groups, is, let's say you want to try something, you want to go to the gym 3 times a week. So since you're going to the gym 3 times a week, you're maybe in the beginning you're really excited. Um, you're kind of getting the hang of it, and let's say after week one, let's say on week two, you're starting to feel a little bit tired. I don't really feel like doing it today. These are critical moments because this is what is going to set the standard for everything that's happening forth. So the reason why it's so important to have an accountability group if you want to achieve some extraordinary goal, is because you're going to feel resistance, you're going to feel something pushing you back. And it can be different things. It can be something internally that you might not believe that you deserve it yourself. Like, let's say if you get a certain amount of money, you get something that's you believe that you don't deserve. And what can start happening then is you can start spending a lot of money, just trying to, like, really panicking, just trying to get rid of it as soon as possible, because that success you're experiencing is too much for you to handle. So in terms of when you set up your accountability groups, like, how would you do it? So depending on what kind of goals you have, at least first, when you've tested the people that's in the group and you've seen that they are reliable, you can start on at least a little bit shorter terms, depending on where you are in your journey. If you're more professional, you can do it more intensely. A lot of the time when people make monetary investments, like they have to pay money to get into these kind of programs, that means they're much more dedicated. But you can also do it, start from a much easier level as well. But at least what I found is really important is for people to be interested in the group, they have to see, like, number one, they have to see that it's important for them. They have to connect the dots to see how this can benefit them. If they don't see how this benefits them, they will lose interest really, really quickly. And I'm telling you, so extremely quickly. You might as well never start it. So when you've started it and you've had the kind of people that you want into it, the next thing you have to do is, like, set a schedule. So sometimes you can do it like once every week, once every 2 weeks, once every month. I would really recommend to try to have at least a decent amount of consistency. So you could try out in the beginning to have once every week, because if in the beginning you have the right kind of team assembled and you have it like every 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, what can start happening is that people are not buying into it because it's not a regular part of their schedule. So they start, I mean, life just starts happening, and there's so many other things that's being pushed forward, and what they're really focusing on changes. So in the beginning, to have people really invest into the group. So even if you would have like multiple calls in the first few weeks, like every single week, just to get people into it, and have some extra calls, and like really, really try to dive deep into what is it that people really want in this kind of group. Because you can always start this kind of group, and yeah, I heard in a YouTube video, I read in a book, I heard from someone influential that they told me about, yeah, starting a mastermind group is like the thing to do, like if you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become successful in whatever venture it is that you're doing. So, if you're hearing it from someone else and you're kind of buying into the idea that yes, it is important and I can kind of understand it mentally, um, but since it's just from someone else, it's not an inspirational thing to do. It's not from something you've connected to your core, to what you believe in, and to what really benefits you. Then that is going to be really difficult in order to really resonate with that and really feel how can that benefit you. So that's also really important to look at what motivates the other people in the group. So I would really dedicate the first few calls to really dive a little bit deeper and follow the trail of whys. Like, why is it that you're interested in being part of this group? Like, how can we help you? Why do you think you need our help? Like, just start digging a little bit deeper into whatever it is that they want to achieve in their life. And let's say someone wants to go to the gym. It's the same example, but it's something that's so easy to not work onto, like you're thinking about just business, relationships, happiness, just all this kind of other stuff. And going to the gym kind of goes a little bit to the back of what is in your priority at the moment. And what's really important at that time is really understanding what is it, or why is it that you want to go to the gym? Is it to get validation from other people? Is it to get in contact with some people? Like, what is it? Do you really want to be healthy? Are you willing to make the sacrifices in order to get to that level? How fit do you have to be in order to be at that level? So really making that audit. And that's also one of the beautiful things about mastermind groups is once you have some other people in that group, they can start seeing past that facade you put up and just looking into what is it that you truly want. Because how much easier isn't it always to see a mistake within someone else, and then you're looking within yourself and you're like, yeah, I'm good, but then I have like this thing and that thing and that thing. And just having someone being able to poke at that, that's just beautiful when it comes to mastermind groups. So I'm excited to hear about your mastermind groups. I'm going to be doing more of these videos forward as we're getting more along. So excited to hear about when you start your group up, how it's working, if you're having any problems with it. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.